Dodgy, say hi. Hi guys, Happy Gamer here, and welcome into Happy Ramblings where I'm inside because it's raining and very windy outside. So, anyway, a continuation from the last video, I'm going to be talking about what happened when the players reached Redcliffe. Now, if you haven't seen the first part, if you click the little eye icon, I'll put a link to that episode or that video in there. So anyway, as the travelling to Redcliffe once all promotion was over and done with was quite event free. They made it quite relatively easily, and well, one thing did happen. They kind of looked at the package. They had a sneaky look at what the package was, and I'm not going to spoil what the package was because I might reuse this adventure and such in another game. But they realised it was something that they shouldn't really be delivering to someone, so they came up with an idea to kind of get the person they were delivering it to arrested. So their plan was they were going to go meet the person at the inn in Redcliffe. Two of the party were going to go speak to some town guards and get them to come in the inn and arrest the person they were meeting. So they all agreed to this plan, all the players agreed. They went in, they sent the two most charismatic characters into the inn while the other two went to fetch the guards. They went in, they sat down at the table and package on the table. The package was pretty much just like an ornate looking chest, small chest. And after a little while, a woman came over in like a hooded cloak and introduced herself, and it was just straight up asked for the package, and they said no problem, but and they actually told her, alright, we've seen what's in this chest. I'm pretty sure it's worth a lot more than what we're getting paid for this job. So if you want it, you'll have to pay a bit extra. So their whole plan was to stall her, really. And I had them roll charisma checks and such, and they passed. So she pretty much sat down with them and said, yeah, it's no problem. Willing to pay whatever. I just need it. So the rogue, who was the most charismatic, actually turned around and said, actually, I don't think we should do this here. I mean, I don't think you of all people would want anyone in here kind of catching a glimpse of what's in this chest. And I had him roll, and he succeeded. So I had her kind of agree that maybe they should go somewhere a bit more private. And the players were, I mean, I don't know what was going through their head. They came up with the plan before they came in the town that they were going to do this, have the other players come in with guards, but you can just suggest it. The other two players who weren't involved in this were just sat there watching. They didn't really. I think at one point they did say what you're doing, but I think they were just kind of going with it because they didn't feel they had any kind of say in what was happening. So anyway, the two PCs that were in there agreed that to go somewhere private, and I kind of used this as my opportunity as the GM to kind of throw a bit of a spanner in the works of their plan. I thought it would have been cool if, like, just as they were making the deal, the guards walked in, caught her, and arrested her. But as a GM, I kind of part of the job is to create some drama for the players. So I kind of used this opportunity as, yeah. So, and she suggested that they go to anyone who's played Dragon Age, there's the windmill in Redcliffe Village. So she kind of suggested going there because it was nice and private. People rarely went in there. So, but she also suggested to them that they kind of go separately to not draw attention themselves, which the players wholeheartedly agreed to, and let her wander off before them, and then they followed shortly afterwards. Anyway, I kind of comically skipped to have the scene play out as, like, not long after they've left, the other two players come into the inn with the tavern with the guards and are kind of looking around, quite shocked and surprised that no one's there, wondering what's going on. But I kind of just skipped to the windmill because there's not much point in describing them walking over there. And it's kind of set up as like that standoff you see in movies where it's like, we'll trade at the same time, like they slide the cases across the floor and that. So it was kind of set up like that. I can't remember how it got set up like that. But they stood at one side of the windmill, she stood at the other, and they're like, right, you throw us over the money and we'll slide you across the chest. And then she was like, no, you slide the chest across and then I'll throw the money across. And to my surprise, the players just agreed to that, and they slid the little chest across to her feet, and then I thought I'd be a little bit bad, and I made them roll perception checks at this point. Now the two players who weren't there were getting a little excited that I'd made them roll perception checks, because they were wondering what's happening, why are they having to roll perception checks. I mean, the two PCs who were there, for the players, it kind of dawned on them that maybe they shouldn't have went to somewhere private with this woman. So they kind of just they both failed. They both outright failed their perception checks. And the next thing they know, that it just goes dark. I just described it as, all of a sudden it just goes dark as you feel a giant thump across the back of the head. And they're like, what? They actually did pause and they were like, what's going on? And then I skipped to the other two players who were like speaking to people at the inn, and they find out that they were overheard talking about going to the windmill with this hooded figure, and so they head over the windmill, and that's where I rejoin the party. They come in the windmill, see their friends just laid out on the floor. No one else is in the windmill, and that was pretty much it. They'd been knocked out from behind, and both the chest and the money was now gone, and the person who wanted it is gone. And that kind of led to further on, where they, realizing what had happened, they knowing what was in the chest, they kind of went on this self-appointed quest to find her. And that is something I will talk about in tomorrow's video. So if you like this, please give it a like and a share, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so you can get and hit the bell so you can get notified about when tomorrow's video goes up, because at the minute I don't have the best schedule. It's not the same every day, so I apologize for that. It will get better, but click that subscribe and the bell and you'll always know when a new one goes up. And until tomorrow, bye.